Good afternoon and welcome to Rubbin Minds. I am Oscar Onyison. Famous journalist and poet Edwin Arnold once said that God can't be everywhere, so he invented mothers. Happy Mother's Day to each and every one of you out there, and I'm sure the messages are pouring in to all the mothers out there. Congratulations to you if you are a mother. And for those confused as to how many mothering days you have in the year, you might want to Google that up. Anyway, welcome to the show. We have quite a number of things installed this morning, this afternoon. We have, of course, top on the list is the issue of suicide. It's been very rampant, and there, for some reason, have been cases back to back in the last week, prominent of which is the doctor who jumped off the 3rd Millen Bridge, was found 3 days later. What is responsible for this reoccurrence? Does it have anything to do with the recession? Has it been happening and we do not know, or is it just a terrible coincidence? We'll talk more about that on the show. We'll also, hopefully, we'll have someone in the entertainment scene who has literally become famous overnight, and find out what he has in store for you as well. In the studio with me is a social commentator. He's very vast in what he does. He goes by the name Leonard Ebute. How are you, bro?
Nice to meet you, Oscar.
Very nice to meet you too. This hairstyle of ours. Now I have a role model to look up to. Great to have you on the show.
Thank you.
Let's kick off with, well, I know there's the certificate crisis, there's the 82-year-old ambassadorial nominee rejection, Yakubu, that's former NNPC GMD, 300 million naira bail. Let's kick off with Dino Melaye's certificate crisis. What's the background on that?
Oh, well, so many speculations in the media, both in social media, independent people's viewpoints and all of that. So there's so much of opinion flying around the place at the moment. I would like not to comment. I do believe that it is impossible to have a degree in secret. So if he has those degrees and it's just fake news, then we'll find that out. That would emerge over time. The case is in court, as I know. As we know, Sahara reporters are answering to Melaye in court. So I think we should pipe down a little bit and let the legal system and the administrative system tell us exactly whether or not he has a certificate. We had that kind of fiasco with the president. Yeah. He came out of it. So let's leave the system, I think, to help us out of it. It's funny, really, and I think it's counterproductive to nation building for the era of fake news or real news or not so good news that really has no impact on the people's lives is becoming a big problem globally, and it's unfortunate that Nigeria is becoming a victim of that era.
Okay, let's be the devil's advocate now. Assuming it is fake, what are the implications?
The implication is that he lied under oath on so many fronts, because that certificate would have been part of the documents presented as part of his credentials that qualified him to contest an election in the Federal Republic of Nigeria. By the way, the minimum requirement is a school cert, but if he had added any of those certificates to the documents presented to validate his nomination, then he would have lied under oath.
Which is jail time?
Yes, could be criminal. Worst case is that he loses his seat, as his electorate will have the liberty to recall him. So I am not a lawyer, but I imagine that there are a few other implications that lawyers will point out as well.
All right then, 82-year-old retired judicial officer Justice Sylvanus Nsofor, who told the Senate panel that information technology was not meant for people of his age and failed to recite the national anthem, had his nomination rejected by the Senate. Is that enough reason or grounds to reject such?
Yes, it is. It is. If in this time and age you think that you are immune to information technology, then it then tells us a little bit how removed you are from the reality of our time. I mean, come on, first there's at the risk of sounding like I'm discriminating on the basis of age, for God's sake, 80% of the people in this country are less than 40 years old. So an ambassador is a mobile country. So if the representative of a country of youths is 82 years old, then the fact that he's so removed from the reality of information technology, I mean, kudos to the guy. I think he was being very honest. And that honesty is a reflection of how age can be a barrier to true representation.
But the question now is, how many people like him are in the system who might not have been exposed in this manner, but are somehow in the corridors of power? How do you root them out?
Well, I don't know about rooting them out. There's a place for age in any system. Gerontocracy has been a system of government that our people practice in the East, in the Middle Belt. Age is revered and respected, so all respect to people of age. But the real thing is, true leadership has to be representative. In the current era in Nigeria, there are just too many vital positions that the people there just cannot connect with the reality of the demands of their roles in a modern system. And this is really, really why things cannot work. I think the person in charge of the youth-related ministry is in his 60s. That's a problem.
I actually had a discussion with a friend who we tabled out the same office in different parts of the world, and the minimum age for those representing there was at least between 24 to 27. Being 30 and in that position was like literally very old, but it's not the case in our country.
Yeah, well, we kind of start our lives really, really late
Life
in
begins at
Africa.
40.
So I mean, at 30 years old, a Nigerian still feels like he has a share in his father's home. So maybe that's part of the reason. So blaming the youths on the one side for not taking the initiative to live their lives early enough,